Hey, welcome to Fans of the Forge. I'm Chris. To my left, we have Sean.
It's Sean.
We have another episode with no Teresa.
Yep.
She is up at camp. She's going to be there for the rest of the summer. We may get some more episodes with her in, hopefully, at some point during the summer. But till then, it's just us two.
Just the two of us.
We can make it if we try.
Just the two of us. You and I.
All right. No more of that. That's
All right.
over the top.
Well, that's it. I mean, that's all. I mean, I don't know the rest of the song.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, so this is a special episode. This is our Blade Show 2019 recap.
Yes.
We attended the Blade Show
For the first time ever.
For the first time ever this past weekend. And it was an adventure for sure.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It was definitely a good
Yeah,
time.
it was awesome.
Our trip was crazy. We're going to start from the beginning.
All right.
So,
I woke up.
Sean
early.
woke up. Did you?
Chris woke up earlier, probably.
Oh, yeah. I woke up pretty early.
I was up early, though.
Yeah.
Because, I was just like, it's like when you're expecting to wake up at a certain time, you're just like, you're anticipating it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was up and just fucking around with the dog. I'm like, all right, you need to go outside. Like, all right, I'm awake. All this shit.
So I got up right before my alarm went off.
Yeah.
I was waking up, but prior to that, I had been woken up about an hour earlier. So my sleep that I had been getting in preparation for this day was interrupted.
Mm.
And then I had trouble getting out of bed when the alarm went off. So I woke up 15 minutes later than I planned.
Oh.
Whatever.
Yeah, that came along down the line.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
And I said, I'll be there in half an hour. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I drive over, pick up Sean. Luckily, he's pretty close to the airport, so we got the car parked.
Surprisingly close. I didn't realize I was that close.
Yeah, it's really not far at all. And so we get into the airport. I have a hard case full of hot sauce that I brought with me to sell. Fans of the Forge brand. Pineapple habanero and Carolina Reaper mixed berry were the options there. And so you can't carry hot sauce bottles on the plane. You had to check it. So we walk in. The security line is completely full at the airport.
Yeah. It is stupid early in the morning.
It was 5 a.m. on a Friday morning.
Right. I've never seen that many people. I've never seen that many people that early.
I don't know.
I've flown
I think there's maybe been one time in my life that I've seen the security line full at the Bradley Airport, that full, like when I've been there. Maybe, other people have probably seen it worse, but for me, that was like one of the worst lines I've ever seen there.
I can catch like a 7, an 8, and I've seen a line like kind of stupid like that. To be like 5 a.m. and have the line be like, I've never seen that before. So I don't know if they're just adding more and more like early flights and people are just like taking them. That's the only thing I can figure.
Well, it's also vacation season and stuff too.
These animals ruin our day. And then I'm about to like get within the ropes, and some lady comes over and is like, "All right, go to the other security checkpoint." So I got to go to basically the other end. It's not a big airport, so it's just a walk through some.
How was the line over there?
It was kind of stupid. It wasn't like that long. It's not like that because you're in a hallway basically.
Oh yeah.
So, but like the line was like out into the hallway. It was outside of the ropes again. It was kind of looping around. It was stupid. Anyway, it was very slow moving.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything gained from me going over there. There were like two lines coming together. And like the outside one was going a lot faster because there was two people checking tickets and IDs versus the one that I was in, which is only a single person.
Oh.
And I was like, this is stupid. So anyway, whatever.
So I had to check a bag. I said, Sean, go to your gate, which at this point we had seen that we had different flight numbers.
Which was odd.
Which was really weird since we had the same flight time. So we're like, whatever. I'll see you in Atlanta. You go, get through. I'll check my bag and I'll get through security.
No, wasn't the flight time a little bit different?
I thought originally it was maybe something. I don't know.
There was some, it
could've
was like
changed.
only off by a couple minutes. It was silly.
It had different ending times or something, or landing times.
Yeah.
Anyway, I check my bag. I get in line, and again, I'm in the main line there, and just like you said, it is so slow. Like it was unbelievably slow how this line was moving just to get through, show your ID, and then go through TSA. In the meantime, I'm carrying a backpack full of camera equipment and a duffel bag with all my clothes. And I'm like, well, shoot, I have all these electronics in this bag.
Yeah.
And you know they're going to make me take it out. And so I'm watching my time slowly go, because at this point, when I finally stood in the security line, it was about an hour before the flight was due to close the doors.
Yeah.
I don't usually get there that late, and I was just like, my anxiety level was through the roof. And I'm getting closer and closer, and I see the time going down to 10 minutes left before they close the door, and I'm like at the point where I'm just about to put my stuff down on like the buckets to go through the security scanning. But the line even to go through the scanner isn't moving, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is bad. This is not going to happen. I'm going to miss my flight.
I'm at the gate, and like, I text Chris, I'm like, did you get through security yet? I'm just like waiting. I'm like,
I'm losing it. I asked the person, do I need to take this camera equipment out to go? It saves us time. And then if they see it in the bag, they're going to probably check the bag. I'm like, all right. So I do that. Luckily, they opened one of the X-ray machines that goes right next to the scanner.
Right.
And they let like 8 or 10 people through, and I got in on one of those. So like, I'm like, oh, the universe wants me to get this flight. So I grab all my stuff. I shove it all in and close it as best as I could. I don't bother tying my shoes. I don't bother putting my belt back on. I grab everything and I run down the airport to the gate. There's maybe one person who just beat me to the gate. I think there were 2 people that got on the plane after me. And I walk in and I see Sean sitting there. I'm like, what the hell? And he's like, yeah, I guess we're on the same flight.
Yeah, right.
And so I was like, all right. And I go and I chose a window seat, and I didn't have any time to go through security and like I normally would for a flight. Go to the bathroom, get something to drink, hang out, relax. Yeah. So like I had to pee. I'm getting on this flight. Man. It was bad news. Luckily, the flight was fine, and we landed in Atlanta. No real major issues. Caught an Uber. Over. And then we
hit the hotel, checked
in, dropped off our whatever stuff we didn't need, and met Alex Ruiz.
We headed over to the convention center.
Yeah, at the Cobb Galleria there. And Alex brought us our badges because he signed us up with him, so he helped us out quite a bit there.
Yeah.
And I went in with Alex. You had some weird
I had
badge,
a green
exhibitor badge?
Yeah, so you can't get in whenever you want. If you have the green, you can only get, there was a special like green, almost like a special time for those people to get in, which was stupid because it was like after the
early bird.
Yeah, after the early bird people get in, then the people with the green badges can get in, which was stupid because there's still like an exhibitor badge.
It was a 15-minute window. It was a 12 o'clock was when they opened it for the early bird, and then 12:15.
12:15 that the green badges can get in. I was like, well, what's the point? Like, how is that? Makes no sense.
No. But anyway, luckily our buddy Ben.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Ben Seacrest
and his wife.
Yeah, Fiery Ice Forge.
Yep.
So we were shooting the shit.
I got a chance to kind of cruise the floor a little and
check it out.
Yeah, I chatted with a few people that we knew and some people that knew who we were. Like right off the bat, we were right across the aisle from Goat and Hammer Forge, and Jessica and Mark there. They knew who we were.
Nice.
And they were awesome. And Jessica was like, first things like, here, try out the sword that we made, the recreation of the one from our episode. Nice. And here, how about the trench knife? We made another trench knife too.
See, I didn't get any of this.
Well, that was our own fault.
I missed out.
We could have stopped back at their place, but we just were so busy later on.
Oh yeah, it was tough. They were swamped the whole show.
Oh yeah, for
non-stop.
Sure. Non-stop. So it was cool getting to do that, and I kind of just like tried to take it all in and get an idea of what I was looking at, and it was a weird initial
Right.
walk in just because I had no idea what to expect. And there's so many different equipment manufacturers and
It's massive.
supplies
That
and-
room is humongous.
oh yeah, it's big.
It's like a football field, and it's just
And there's a second room.
yeah. It's in the second
There was
room.
over 1,000 exhibitors at
Yeah.
the show. It was
It's
crazy.
massive.
And there was a good amount of people waiting in line to get into, getting tickets and all that.
Oh
The line
yeah,
was
that
real
line to get
long.
in was insanely long. Went like all along the top floor, wrapped around, down. It was nuts.
And this was Friday. This wasn't even on Saturday.
That was Friday.
And so I was able to catch the opening of the doors for the first people, the early birds, to come through.
Yeah.
So I was right inside the door recording video of that, which was kind of neat to watch them come through. And then I just went back and kind of walked around, waited for you to get in there, and we just started walking around the show.
Right.
And that was our whole first day, was we walked around Blade Show and just took in all the sights. And
Right.
we had brought camera equipment, but it was like I didn't feel like doing anything with it
Yeah.
that day because I was still trying to learn the lay of the land.
Right. See where everything is. Check out what's going on. Find out kind of how it all works.
And we bought some wood.
Yeah, we bought some cheap scale wood and in a bargain box.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, what did we do? We had dinner
let's
with
go.
Ben, right? At Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh
that
yeah.
night.
Yep.
Saw a bunch of people that were at the show.
Right.
We had stopped in and said hello to like Spicy Mike, Mike Curley, and then
And
Ryan Brewer.
Yep.
And they just happened to be at Buffalo Wild Wings that night as
Yeah,
well.
that's true.
Yeah, I think we spotted Trenton Ty walking through.
Oh
there at
yeah,
one
we saw
point.
Trenton Ty walking
Yeah.
around with his hat,
Yeah, and everything.
feather, and all that good stuff.
And then, we
Yep.
made our way to the pit after
Yeah,
that.
went to the pit
Which it was kind of, it was good. It was,
that night. I mean, I don't know if we were there kind of early.
we got there early.
We
yeah.
got there early, so yeah, it's just a place to drink and hang out and see basically everyone.
At that point, before the show was even over, like, Ben was saying that we look like we're dead. Like, just.
Oh yeah, he's like, you guys look like shit. You guys look horrible. I'm like, oh, cool, thanks. So yeah, it was a long day. We were really tired. When did we get back? Like 11:30.
yeah.
Like and it was pass out city for me.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much the same for me.
Yeah.
And as it was, I had come into this whole trip with a cold.
Yeah.
And so I was just wiped, completely wiped. And then luckily we just woke up on our own in the morning at like, I don't remember, close to 8-ish.
Yeah, it was a little bit later than I was expecting. It was after 8, I'd say. It was just good.
I woke up a little before you and I was like laying there and I'm like, I don't feel like getting out of bed right now. I'm not going to wake Sean up. What the fuck's the point? And so, we got up around 8. We still managed to get over there before there was too many people in the show. And luckily the hotel we were at had the shuttle over there. So that was
It was
nice.
easy.
And
We got the audio equipment, we got the camera equipment set up. We're walking around with all that shit, picking out. All right, let's hit these people up.
yeah, we talked to Robbie Bowman, Chad Osborne, Ryan Brewer.
Yep.
Who else did we talk to? Was it?
Well, we didn't interview Ray Kirk.
No, he was there. We chatted with
yeah.
him. There was the guys from Join or Die Knives
Yep.
that we talked to. We also, in between all of this, we were taking pictures. Like, the weirdest thing about this for us was that a lot of guys knew who we were.
Right, which
and
is really
so
cool.
We were getting approached and people saying they loved what we were doing and
Yeah.
wanted to take pictures with us. And so we were shocked. And then we were just, because of the energy of the show, like, you get so tired so fast.
Yeah.
Like, we got 10 interviews done that day, which if you compare it to how, like, Pigeon Forge went last year, we did more in 2 days interview-wise, but it was also way less people.
It was a lot easier at Pigeon Forge because everyone was in this one area. It wasn't swamped with people.
Yeah.
And you could just, go up to them, say, hey, we were saying like, hey, when you're ready to do an interview, come over to us. We're
Yeah.
under a tent with some chairs, like hang out and we'll chit chat.
Right.
We had to walk this giant floor, find people
And do interviews on the spot.
on the fly, and we kind of kept them short because we had to. And but they were good. It was good.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like stupid questions.
It's like you don't want to take too much of these people's time.
No,
like,
absolutely
during a
not.
show like this because there's people coming by.
right.
So
it was all good stuff.
who else did we bump into? We met Morgan, who was working with Big Blue,
Right.
and she's like, "Oh, you should come chat with us." And we did
Yeah.
a little video with them. We did get a picture with Travis Wirtz and chatted with him for a little while. That was cool just to hang out and watch
Yeah.
while him and Josh Weston were messing around on the
Right.
grinder. We went to the Epic booth and met a bunch of people there.
Oh, yeah.
Including Josh Nicolaitis and Dustin Rhodes, who work out
Yeah.
of Dustin Rhodes' shop. And while we're there, we're like, well, Dustin, he was on Master of Arms and Forged in Fire.
That's right.
He's like, dude, can we interview you? Because that'd be great. And so we interviewed him. Great interview. If it hasn't come out yet, it will soon. And he's like, hey, you know what? I want you guys to take something. And so he gave me this freaking tomahawk. He's just like, what do you want, a tomahawk or a knife? I go, a tomahawk, I guess? And he's like, here you go, take it. I'm like, are
Yeah.
you serious? He goes, yeah, man, go for it. And then I'm like, I'm going to use the hell out of this thing. I'm going to freaking show it in videos.
Yeah,
This
man.
is amazing.
That's what it's all about.
It is really cool. I'm
envious of that tomahawk.
I've been admiring it the last
Yeah.
few days. Like I'll come through here, take a quick peek at it, and I'll see something new, like of how he ground something or the design of it, and be like, wow, that's really impressive. So I've also been practicing swinging this thing
Wow.
because I'm gonna get like maybe a rack of ribs or maybe a big old chunk of beef that I can hang from a tree limb
Oh,
and
man.
attack with this thing. And
All
we're
right.
gonna video that.
Okay.
And then if we have some extra meat, you could also try your the blade that he gave you.
Yeah, the copper blade with the alligator bone handle, which is
Which
pretty
is awesome. We
yeah.
posted pictures on our Instagram too.
Yeah, it's
of
pretty
that.
cool. So yeah, thanks for that, man.
It was
I'm digging
awesome. It was really cool. And we have some other interviews. I apologize for not remembering whoever. Oh, Neil Kamamura.
Neil Kamamura.
We got to mention
got
that.
him.
We did get to chat with Neil.
Yep, absolutely.
That was great. And we bumped into so many cool people like
Bert Foster.
Bert Foster. We were talking to Mike Dybert in the
Yeah.
ABS section, and Bert Foster came walking up, and Mike already knew who we were, and he introduced us, and we're like, oh, this is awesome. And
Yeah.
we got to meet Fuad Akawi in
Oh yeah,
person.
finally got to meet Fuad.
That was cool.
It's cool, yep.
Don Halter stopped by.
Oh yeah, Don, yep.
Oh, I mean, first thing in the show, I met Keith Hill and
Yeah.
Zeke Manacho, who were the finalists in season 2 of Knife or Death.
Yep.
I mean, we just kept seeing people everywhere, and
Yeah.
a lot of guys. Ethan Lee, who we interviewed recently,
Right.
Brandon Williams, who was somebody that we didn't pick to win, and then he ended up winning on that episode. He let us know.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
everybody
We
was
always-
very cool
we always
about
do
it.
that, yeah.
Gene Hodges, Furman
Yep.
from Tano Custom Knives, Tyler Hackbarth. We did an interview with him while we were there.
Yeah.
Just so much. Oh yeah, and we also have to mention we met Ben Abbott. We got a nice picture with Ben Abbott.
Right.
I got another picture with Ben Abbott later on when he photobombed us when
Oh,
we were
yeah.
in the pit.
Yeah, that's
I was
fun.
taking a picture with Josh Weston and Charles Ellis. Goes by Charles Lionheart or Charlie
Yeah.
Lionheart. And in the background, you see two heads popping in. You see Ben Abbott,
Yeah.
just like with his tongue out, going like, ah.
Yeah.
And then Ethan Lee got his head in on the other
Yeah.
side of us. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my, I didn't notice it until after the fact.
that
and
was
then
good.
that picture went up. That was pretty cool.
We also met Doug Marcaida.
Oh, we met Doug
Yeah,
Marcaida.
that was cool.
We can't skip that
No,
part.
no.
And not only did we meet Doug Marcaida, we went up to him. He saw our name badges as Chris and Sean. He's like, oh, hello, Chris and Sean. I go, Sean, Doug, have you ever heard of Fans of the Forge? He goes, that's you guys?
Yeah.
Of course. You guys interviewed
It's
Jay
like,
Nielsen.
yeah, you're gonna do an interview with Jay. You're not gonna do an interview with me.
We're like, of course. We've been trying for a year, Doug.
So hopefully that'll be coming up soon. Work that out.
I don't know the woman's name that was working with him, but she
Right.
knew us.
Yes, that's right.
Because she then said, wait, isn't there 3 of you? Where's the third one? And I go,
Right.
oh, Teresa's at home with the kids.
Yep.
But that was another thing. A lot of people were like, where's Teresa?
Yeah, that's true.
And so she
Yeah.
she came back and she listened to my tale of everything that happened, but she was blown away by how many people were asking about her.
Yeah.
And so like after that, we're on 100%. She's like, I'm going next year, 100%. I'm like, okay, we're doing it.
Yeah. It's a good time. And then we got to watch some blade sports happening.
Oh yeah, the Blade Sports.
Yeah, that was cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, some friends of ours were in there,
Yep.
like Joe Smith and
Big Chris.
Dr. Mrs. Big Chris was in there for the women's competition.
Yeah.
I think Shandy Smith was in there for the women's competition as well. And there were some other people we had seen before. And there was, I don't remember everybody's name, but there was one guy whose story was that he had seen the Blade Sports competition at the last Blade show. And then he was like, I want to try that out. I think I can do it. And within a year, he went from never having done anything like that to being in the finals of the Blade Sports that's the national finals competition. Right. So that was really awesome to see that. And the course was pretty cool. It was a good course.
They had to bring it inside because of the weather. Otherwise, it would have been outside. So they made do, which is cool. And it was a good event, though.
Yeah.
A good event. Good times.
I think who else we saw. We bumped into Mabagani, who was on Knife for Death. And that was he's an interesting guy. It was cool to get a picture with him. I mean, we also talked to John Stokes. We saw a bunch of guys. Sean Shropshire, Dana Dupuy was there, and Paige Steinhardt.
Yep.
We did an interview with him.
Right.
We met the famous Miko Arasu from the Facebook groups.
Don't take our picture.
No, we're not, but it was just great that we could finally meet her because she'd shared so much of our stuff in the past. And so
she brought along a bunch of baked goods.
5 boxes, it looked like. She shipped from where she came from.
Yeah.
And
brownies, cookies, Rice Krispie treats, Snickerdoodles.
Incredible. And they were delicious. It was absolutely amazing. And we saw Jason Reddick. Again, Josh Weston. We were all over the place and we kept bumping into him all over
it was funny. Like you just turn around, hey, there's Josh.
Yeah.
Jason Knight
and his family.
Yeah, his whole family. Yeah.
So that was cool to see them.
Yep.
And gosh, there's so many people. I don't want to forget anybody.
Mareko, we bumped into.
Oh yeah, Mareko with Will Stelter. And Kurt Hayland.
Yeah.
So that was a great picture that we got. Just so many people. And I'll post all the pictures here. So if I didn't say your name, but we got a picture with you or you posted a picture with us, I'll try to post it up here as well. Yeah. And then then there's the legendary pit. On Saturday night, we went into the pit.
Yeah.
And, so we went back to the hotel room first and kind of just crashed.
Yeah.
And so this was something that we should mention, and I know it was brought up on this week's Knife Talk by Jeff Fader. The internet really sucked there, and I couldn't post anything myself. And I took so many pictures and videos. I would have been posting like constantly if I could get signal, but I couldn't. So I would take all these pictures and then go out near the windows in the hallway and then post like a bunch at a time.
Well, then we'd walk outside to go to the other room, and you'd get some signal, and you'd get like your phone would be blowing up because likes and stuff.
Hundreds of likes and stuff coming through. Like if I had access the whole time, that could have been like parsed out, but also I would have been able to post more and do more about that.
Well, and then they mentioned on Knife Talk that there is like a guest Wi-Fi there. I saw the sign for it like the last day we were there.
Oh.
And I was like, there was Wi-Fi, and then it was like there was one sign.
And they didn't tell the people that were trying to sell knives at the show using their cards.
Yeah, there was one stand-up sign by where the badge booth kind of was.
Yeah.
On the top area, but it was like no one would even really know to look at it.
Right.
So you wouldn't know. You had no idea. So but then I don't know how well that signal would have been.
Right.
Throughout the place, but it still would have existed, so maybe it would have helped out.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? So anyway, we can't forget that we did bump into Colin Sage of Hippohead Forge.
Yeah.
While we were chatting with Robbie Bowman and Chad Osborne.
We bumped into him almost as many times as Weston. Yeah.
And every time we see him, he would come up to us and say, "What are you following me?" It's like, "Well, dude, we're so busy, we don't know what's going on."
That guy's funny.
He was a good dude, and we met his girlfriend or wife there. I wasn't sure. Girlfriend. And very nice, very nice. And then we bumped into him in the pit. We saw Andreas Kalani walking through there a few times, so we got to say hello to him.
We saw Ryu.
Oh yeah, we saw Ryu
Floating
in
around.
the pit. Yeah, I mean, there's so many people
Yeah.
there. I mean, you see all these pictures of people in the pit, and I don't remember seeing any of them there at the time we were there, but they're just so big and there's so many people.
Yeah.
At one point, we saw a table that had Spicy Mike and Dave Parthmore and
Oh yeah, Parthmore. Yeah.
Don Halter,
Yeah.
and we also met Mike Vinoy when we met Dave Parthmore out in the hallway at that one point.
We also saw oh man. Josh from Rhode Island.
Oh, Prince.
Josh Prince, that's
yeah.
right.
Yep, we
Saw
saw him.
him,
We walked
yep.
around with him for a little bit.
Yep.
So that was kind of cool. I mean, so many people. I mean,
Yeah.
just so many. And we got to hang with him, and
Good time.
it was a great time
yeah.
for sure. And then, we had to, we
Mm,
walked back to the hotel at
Yeah, it was fine.
what time did we get back that night? It was like,
I don't know.
we had 4 hours of sleep. Maybe it was 1 o'clock by the time we turned
We had to
off the
wake
lights.
up early. We had an early flight.
And so we ordered a ride from the hotel to the airport.
Bad idea.
I don't know what, I should have just done an Uber. I
Yeah.
feel like that would have gone way better.
Well, I said our Uber's running that early, and I mean, I wouldn't know.
In the
Suppose
past,
they might.
I've had them run that early.
Okay.
and so they probably could have.
Yeah.
If I had found something, I probably would have worked. But anywho,
We told the guy at the front desk, all right, we need a cab for when?
for was it 4:45 or something?
Something-
like that?
something
I don't
like
remember
that,
all the
right?
exact times anymore, but
I don't know. So we're like, he's like, okay, I'll set it up. So then we come down in the morning, waiting for the cab. He's like, all right, I'm going to call and see where he is. All right, he's going to be like half an hour away.
well, no, he was only 10 minutes away. He said. He
Oh,
was like 10
I
minutes
thought
late
10
or
to
something.
20 minutes away.
Oh, is that
something
what he
like
said?
that.
Okay.
And then, okay, the cab finally shows up. We get in. The guy's like, oh, sorry, I'm late. Like, the guy called me at like 3:45 and told me I had to
With like less than an hour of notice or
Yeah.
something to
Yeah.
come pick us up.
I was like,
what
oh,
the
I didn't
fuck?
tell you last night. I mean, it was before midnight when we got in.
So again, we get to the airport late. We walk in, and of course, the bag check line is the
Oh
first
my
thing you
God.
see, and it was full.
What a shit show! Just to drop your stupid bag off, right? Just for them to take it. Take my freaking bag, man. It was insane. You had there's kiosks that are open. Okay, no problem. If you need to get a ticket, you need to put in. I have a bag to check.
It didn't work.
Well,
I went
yeah,
and-
you had
so
problem.
I go up to it and
Yeah.
I go, I want to check this bag, and I put it all in, and it says,
gotta see an
Eric, you got to
agent.
see an agent. We're
Right,
like,
okay.
everybody's going to see the agents anyway. So what's
There's
the point?
The switchback hell line there just to drop off your stupid bag, and there's about 3-4 people working.
And of
to
course,
do
at this
that.
point, we are already
We are
within
up
this-
against it, man.
We
Our
have-
backs are against the wall. We have no choice. Like, we have to check our knives and tomahawks somehow, right? So
Now, granted,
We had nothing to do.
we could have had somebody like send that stuff back for us if we wanted to.
but we didn't think it would be a problem.
No.
Of course, but then we get to the airport and it's crapshoot. So
I get in line and
I'm like,
Sean's
all right. I see more Delta. Like, it's big, and I see more of it on the other side. I'm like, let me check this out. So I start walking. On the opposite side of where those checkers were, it was like Delta Priority. I was like, all right, well, that's no good. We can't use that.
Right.
But then there was more Delta
general boarding.
General, like
Yeah.
shit. There was like one lady working. I start walking back. I see another lady like walking towards. I'm like, hey, can we drop our bag over here? There's like 4 people like in line. It's like, yeah, like we're not fully open yet, but we open up in like 5 minutes. All right, fine. I'm like, Chris, get over here.
Yeah.
Get over there. We're kind of waiting a little bit. Like,
It wasn't too bad though.
the agents there are like dilly-dallying. They're like drinking their coffee. They're like waiting to punch in. Like, oh, this is great. Yeah, thanks a lot. So finally we do that. Fine. Done. Then we start like, all right, let's go.
Let's go find security.
Let's go find where we got to check in. What a joke that was. So we're walking by. There's like a little food court, and there's a dude like holding a yellow rope so you can't cross into it. He's like, hey, everybody, you got to go down to the green sign. It says security check-in or whatever.
Yeah, like
It was
general
just, it wasn't that
security. Yeah.
far. It was like,
No.
20 yards. Okay, we go down there. And we see like, you can see the line like through the food court.
Yeah.
And I remember one girl saying, "Ha, they're in line for Popeyes." No, they weren't. They were in line for security. It was so far long that he had to block off. He had to use this rope to block off so people couldn't cut through the food court because the lines were so long for security at that point in the morning. And there were 3 separate lines. There was one that just went straight. There was one that went like around the food court perimeter. One that went the opposite direction.
Yep.
It was insane. And then there's like some convergence point. There's like
no rhyme or reason
separate
to it
one.
that I could see, but then all of a
nothing.
sudden there would be like waves of people moving.
This
Instead
huge
of a slow movement, you'd be nothing. Then like 50 people would get moved somewhere, and everybody and then
so it was
stop again.
odd. And then it happened a few more times. You finally like start getting up into the lines.
It took us like 20 minutes just before we could even see the security back and forth hell that.
And an announcement comes on. Welcome to Atlanta Airport, the most efficient airport in the country. We all start laughing like that's a joke, right? Like you're not serious, right? And then we start moving, kind of.
And it's just like the flight before, where I'm like looking at my watch.
Yeah, I mean, my heart
rate is increasing as each minute passes.
Yeah, this is not cool. So then, like, we're going through the zigzags, and this lady pulls open a rope, and she's like, "All right, you guys can go through here." And someone's like, "Does it go somewhere different?" She's like, "No, it all goes to the same place."
Yep.
We're like, "Okay, so we go this way," and then it runs into like
a separate hallway,
another hallway with a bunch of people in it, and then we can't see like what's at the end. We don't know how far this stretches because there's like a wall that's got like the frosted glass. You can't see past it. You don't know what's ahead. Well, we're just standing there. We're just waiting, and there's like this one girl with like a guitar who speaks like some sort of broken English, and she's showing her like her ticket, and her flight is at like 5:30, and it's like 5:20 or whatever time it was.
No. She was flipping out because her boarding time started in 10 minutes. The boarding time, not the doors closing. So she didn't realize that, but she ended up being in my line when I got up to, because John and I got separated.
I was like, I'll race you.
Yeah, so we're racing 2 steps here and then waiting for 5 minutes. But anyway, eventually we see the end of the line. And we're like, okay. We're looking at our watches, we're like, we might be able to do this. This is going to be close, but if this line moves, I could see that that's where the people are putting their stuff in the bins.
Well, yeah, we can see that there's security people like checking tickets and IDs, and there's a place to put
It's immediate,
your shit.
Rather than like at Bradley where you check.
Yeah, you check it, and then
you have to wait in line again before you can put your bags.
Right where the bins are, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like this automated system where bins are flowing underneath.
Yep.
If you're lucky, because like people are like waiting to put their shit. And
at one point, I was waiting for a bin, and nothing was coming back to me.
Yeah.
And some other guy was like about to walk up, and I was like, "Sorry, dude, I took this bin." And I again had the camera equipment to deal with, and had to. I was like, okay, I'm not even going to bother. I left it in the case. I ran it through security, and I said, if it's going to get checked, it gets checked. At this point,
whatever.
What am I going to do? And it didn't get checked. I was able to get all my bags, and then you came through like 2 minutes after that, and we booked it.
All right, great. Now we got to hop on the stupid train.
Yeah, we ran to the train, went 2
It was only
exits
two stops. There were B gate, which is fine. Like, all right, fine.
But then we had booked it off the train, up the escalator, and down the freaking terminal, like halfway down the terminal to get to this. And we made it by like 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was close. And it was like, holy shit.
Never again am I. I'm going to plan for an hour earlier than that for whatever flight next time. I mean, that is craziness, especially going through Atlanta. Bradley, I think, was an anomaly, but I think going through Atlanta next year when we're coming home, I think the plan is, whatever we did this year, go for an hour earlier. Get up and just don't stay out freaking late.
It's pulling all nighter. Like shit.
Oh,
it was
that would have been better.
It was so damn early. Who would have known? I never would have guessed that it would have been that bad that early in the morning.
Right.
I mean, and part of it was just to drop off your bag. To drop off your bag. There's a stupid long ass line for this. Are you crazy? How efficient is this? Don't give me that efficient BS, man. It's not the most efficient airport.
No.
Can't be. Not like that, where you got to stand in line for, 20 minutes to just drop your bag on a belt?
Well, I guess let's think about it this way. if there was so many people there, right? If there were that many people in the Bradley airport, would it have been handled as quickly as this one? I feel like they maybe had a little bit of experience with handling with that number of people, because there was just so many more than Bradley can handle, because it's like a way bigger hub of an airport.
You have to know how many people are coming for a flights that early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have agents there to get those people gone. Like,
Yeah.
pass that shit through. That's ridiculous. Just to see lines like that, and then no one's saying
they have
you
so
can
many
you can
desks.
split it up.
They have so many desks, and only 2 or 3 of them are open. And I know that they have only so many people they can hire for that, but
security is like different.
More.
Security is gonna suck. I know it's gonna suck that bad. It moved, but like the bag thing was just like ludicrous.
Yeah.
Like if you stayed in that line, who knows what would have happened?
Oh,
that
we
original line.
definitely wouldn't have made it.
It was so
But
crazy.
anyway, we made it home. We got on our flight.
Yeah.
And it ended up being like mostly empty. Like there were just not many people going back. So it was a pretty spread out flight, which was nice to kind of at least have a little bit of relaxation.
Nice
but
short one too.
there's a few. Let's see, what else did we not mention? We did buy some knives, which I'll have pictures posted of.
Oh yeah.
I have mine right here that I bought from Bubba Cantrell of Belmont Blade Works. This badass Damascus blade I really liked, and so we got this from him. And then you bought a mono steel kind of version with a little bit of a different handle. And that also came with a blacksmith knife.
Yep.
And then we got all sorts of free stuff, and people giving us stickers, a couple shirts, Noble Savage Fords, hats. So Smoky Mountain Knife Work was just giving out hats.
Yeah.
We both got 2 hats each.
Hell yeah,
and
man.
a black.
The black is nice.
The black's a really good hat. That's why we're both wearing it. It's good. We met Deke Parker and Brian Evelich and Bubba Cantrell and I forget the guy's name, but he goes by 13 E-Rock or Clean Slate Forge. They were all in the same Forge and Fire episode. We got to meet them.
Yep.
We lucked out at one point during hanging out in the pit, and we went up to use a bathroom that was more secluded.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It just so happened that our friends, the Knight family, were right there, kind of hanging out, chatting with some people. And so we stopped
talking with Shelly for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, we talked to Shelly Knight, and that was great. And while we're there, Mareko at some point bumped in. We said hello to him, and Colin Sage walked by, and it was cool. You know, we owe a lot to the Knight family, and I'll continue to say how much they've helped us, and we love them, and we would do anything for those guys. You know, the whole family are great. You mean Tiger Lily and Tristan are both submitting knives and swords at the show. Like they had photos taken of some of their work. Incredible stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was epic. It was really an overall just an epic trip. Again, we met so many people that knew who we were. It was amazing. We got our first taste of this community, what it's really about, like in person. And so it was incredible.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff.
A lot of stuff to think about. It made me extremely motivated to come home and start making stuff on my own. So I had bought this wood carving kit because I want to be able to make the crossbow bolts for the giveaway that we still have to pay up on. And I started practicing on a wooden spoon blank that I got the other day and was working on that. So that was kind of fun.
Were you trying to make that into a club or something?
Yeah. Yeah. So like
it's definitely a spoon now.
Because it comes... Well, no, it's shaped like a spoon, and it's the size of a regular wooden cooking spoon. But it comes super thick, like thicker than this handle. And so I was trimming it down, and then I got to a point where I was like, well, this would be what a knife handle would feel like for my hand. Like it's the right size. So I said, well, why am I going to continue to shave this down to a regular wooden spoon handle size that would be a thin handle when this is comfortable and this could be used as kind of a guide?
Is that kind of how you're going to hold it, though? Like
well, no, I was designing. I the way that I kind of carved it down would be similar to a knife handle design, like holding something like this.
Yeah.
So the way that it's designed, it would fit kind of like this. Yeah, and then
But what you're gonna keep going as a spoon though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go super. I like the spoon. Right now, it's a big bulbous end.
Right.
I'm gonna definitely make a spoon out of it. and maybe even try to forge something to put on there, or maybe add some sort of forged metal stuff to
But are you
it.
going to keep the handle like
I want to
you
keep
would
it
hold, like as if you're holding a knife,
Yeah.
but you're not stirring that way?
So it'll be like, I know that. I'm not planning on using it for that. This is more of like a blank.
Just a fun spoon.
It'll be like a little club more than it will be a spoon. I'm not going to go super heavy on the spoon stuff. And again, if I add some cool stuff to it, it might make a cool looking little weapon or something.
Like pop some nails in the end of that spoon, make it like,
oh yeah, you could do. I was thinking
dangerous.
that. Yeah, or I looked up a war spoon to see if that was actually a thing. It turns out it's a D&D weapon.
Oh,
And they look pretty badass.
All
But
right.
they're usually longer and metal, and then it's kind of like it looks like a long handled thing with just a big kind of bulbous spoon at the end, but it has a metal piece in the center of it that's kind of like a circle that's rather. It's not really a spoon. But they called it a war spoon.
critical
Anyway,
bite, critical digestion.
Yeah, for sure.
Crit
So-
20.
So I'm going to continue doing that, and that's just so I can kind of get the gist of what I need to do to make the crossbow bolt, which we have to work on and finish up soon. But yeah, that was the trip,
Nice.
and
That was it.
we're gonna go back next year.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
good times.
That was really fun, and I guess that's it. Thanks to Alex Ruiz again for hooking us up.
absolutely.
Thanks to Ben from Fire Ice Forge and his wife for hanging with us all weekend.
Yeah.
They were around, they doing their own things, but then
Yeah.
we'd keep bumping into them, and then we just go walk around with Ben for a little bit and
Yeah.
look at some stuff. And all the Smiths that we met and took pictures with.
You had Spicy Mike help to sell some of your hot sauce.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, I brought this hot sauce, this pineapple habanero, and then the ghost, the Reaper pepper hot sauce that I made with some berries. And I didn't have time to sell it. Alex had his table set up, and we
Yeah.
could have asked him for space, but I was like, you know what? I'd rather walk around. We're
Right.
gonna do interviews. So I talked to Spicy Mike, and he grabbed my bottles and he sold some for me at the show. So I actually officially sold some of my hot sauce.
Nice.
That's kind of nice. So, and a lot of people seem to like the pineapple hot sauce. So I'm gonna make a larger batch of that soon. And when I'm ready, I'm gonna get an Etsy store set up for it, and then maybe we'll do some other fans
right.
of the Forge sort of stuff up there, some
Cool.
merch or something. That
All
could be
right.
nice.
I like it.
But anyway, that was our experience. Blade Show 2019. It was amazing. We had a lot of people asking us to come to other events.
Yeah.
Whether or not we can do that remains to be seen. We will discuss it over the coming months. But there are some events coming up, like the Pigeon Forge Grudge match down at Iron Metal Metalcraft in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I don't remember the exact dates offhand, but you can
27, 28, 29.
Okay. And then there's also Blade Show West, which a lot of guys wanted us to go to, and
Which is impossible
that's going to be tough
for us.
That's
to do.
Portland, and that's, it's going to be difficult. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
And, there's all sorts of other stuff that we can be doing. But that's it. It was a great weekend. Thanks to everybody that hung with us and was cool to us there, and who followed us after that and have been sharing our stuff since, because since then, like, all these people have been blowing up our spot on Facebook and Instagram, sharing our stuff, and we've been growing a lot over the last week, and it's been
nice.
huge. So thanks, everybody.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it. And we will catch you sometime soon, I guess.
All right.
So,
Thanks.